Broadcasting live from an Airstream somewhere in Tornado Alley, bringing you the people, places, and stories from the Panhandle to the Red River. This is your Only in Oklahoma show.
And welcome to the $47 episode of the OnlyinOKShow. And after the break, we're going to be discussing the best places to go in 2022. I'm Brett.
And I am Harley.
So we did something together as a team.
As a couple
of fellows.
Yes, we participated. I participated.
You participated.
In the World Series of Poker, one of the World Series of Poker circuit events at the Choctaw Durant Casino.
It's literally going from, January the 5th to the 25th? I mean, it's practically the entire month.
Yeah, there's still almost a full week left.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this as it releases, there's still basically a week left of tournament play at the World Series of Poker circuit event.
So what you kind of did, you participated in a satellite event that was, turns out, wasn't exactly for the money, but maybe for the...
It was for a seat into one of the daily big events. Before we get into that, though, I have a question. I have a serious poker-related question for you, Brett.
Sure. Are you gonna talk about me going all in at the barbecue restaurant?
No, I'm not.
That's poker related because it was a gamble.
So I have a legitimate poker question for you.
Sure.
Which animal is the best poker player?
God, I don't know. A zebra?
The buffalo.
Oh, nice. That's definitely only an okay because you couldn't say American bison. It just wouldn't. It doesn't have the same. It doesn't have the same ring to it. So yeah, buffalo.
So as far as the tournament goes, check-in was super easy. Yeah. It was held in the Grand Theater, which I think we need to tell people about the Grand Theater.
Well, let's talk about having to traverse all the way. I mean, this casino is massive. And we'll get there. But
it's unfathomable. No,
really
this is the place that we probably need to discuss this. So we're trying to get to the check-in location.
Right.
We went to the poker room.
That's when in Rome, right?
We thought that's where it was being held. It's a poker event. Poker room makes sense to us.
Right.
So we trekked the 19.7 miles because the night before we had come and scoped everything out.
Yeah, we thought.
We found the poker room.
Yeah, we knew almost exactly where it was at.
I mean, kind of. Yeah, we knew the vicinity of the poker room. Mm-hmm. So we get there, we've got about an hour, and we make our way across the casino, and it is a trek. I don't know how far it is.
I tell you, man, it's big time.
It's huge. So we make it all the way over there, and there's nothing going on there. And we're like,
right.
Where's the sign?
Yeah, there's not even anybody there like cleaning tables or
nothing. It was a ghost town.
Yeah.
And so finally we find somebody.
It's so funny, man.
And he says, "Oh, that's held in the Grand Theater." And we're like, "Oh."
But he kind of said it like, "Oh."
Yeah. And he legitimately told us. And we talked about the shuttles the last time we did a show on the Choctaw Durant Casino. We talked about the shuttles.
Yeah.
One of the things that I had never considered was needing a shuttle to get to another part of this casino.
Oh,
it's legitimately a thing. He was like, "Let me just call you a shuttle." And we were like, "Dude, we got an hour. We can make it to the other side of the
right."
And he was like, "No, if I call you a shuttle, it'll shave like 80% off of your travel time."
Right.
And we're like, "But it's over there,
right there, right?"
He's like, "Yeah, it's like 5 miles from here."
Yeah.
So anyway, we walked.
Yep.
And I think we were both pretty wasted.
Pretty winded by the time we got there.
Yeah, by the time we got there. As far as the play goes.
Oh, yeah?
Nicest people you could ever play with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people were apologizing for raising.
Sorry, like, get out of here.
Yeah, like, "Oh, man, I'm sorry that I cracked your aces." And, like, genuinely, every single person at the table was like, oh, such a bad beat. I'm so sorry. And, like, that's how the game plays, right?
That's a little too passive for poker, isn't it?
Yeah. So there was a Russian guy.
Oh, of course there was.
I swear to God, this guy sounds like John Malkovich from Rounders.
Well, give me my money.
But he looked like Jeff Foxworthy.
Did he really?
Yes.
That's so funny.
He had the mustache, and I expected him. I kept expecting him
more.
I expected something like a redneck joke, and every time he opened his mouth, I was like, what the hell is going on here?
That's so funny, man.
Other highlights from the game. There was a guy wearing a t-shirt that said, I don't even fold my laundry, which I thought was priceless.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. Anyway, so the dealers were fast, and this is maybe my complaint about the event that I played in.
Sure.
The levels were fast.
Okay. Yeah. You mentioned that.
So we're playing, and, it starts off 100, 100. You got 5,000 in front of you. No big deal. By the time we finished the first break, so we were 2 hours into the game, I was, I think, the chip leader at that point in time. And the blinds, literally, I went card dead. Without touching a pot, without putting an extra chip into the center.
Right.
In 3 rounds, I went from chip leader to, on the cusp of blinding out of the tournament.
Jeez.
So it gets really fast, really quick. And I understand they're trying to squeeze in these not free entries, but these entries into the bigger event before the big event happens. So it got really fast, and I wasn't 100%. Maybe it's just sour grapes on my part, but I wasn't 100% bought in on that structure as far as the tournament goes.
But as far as experiences go, pretty cool.
I had fun. It was a blast. I have zero complaints about the facilities.
Yeah.
The way it was run. The floor, the dealers, it was great all around.
Yeah, while you did that, I took in a movie in their theater. Their full-on theater.
Yes, you did. And before we get to that...
Oh, I didn't know if we were waiting to get to that or not. Go
ahead.
No,
I definitely want to get to that, but before we get to that, I will say that Amber has informed me that she is leaving me because of my obsession with poker.
Really?
I'm sure she's bluffing.
Oh, gosh.
Wah, wah.
You're a dad. You can get away with it. You qualify. You got 12 kids.
So anyway, I busted on the bubble. But again, it was...
You had fun.
It was a fun event. It didn't cost much. I mean, as many attempts, as many shots as you can take, with it being 24 days long or however long it is.
There's plenty of opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had mentioned that we had scouted out everything the night before.
Yes.
We'll start off with the slot machines. There are too many slot machines.
There are too many slot machines and not enough money.
We literally wandered around the casino for 3 hours.
Oh, yeah. It was 1:30 when you're like, we should probably go back to the hotel.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that it had gotten that late.
That's what casinos do, man. They pump in fresh air. It's all these bright lights and ting, 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 tings.
I think they listed as 7,400 slot machines.
That just seems...
and I feel like there's 7,400 slot machines
per square foot. It's a lot.
It is a lot of slot machines.
There's a lot of slot machines. And table games?
They're everywhere.
Everywhere.
So one of the really nice things about this casino is they have a smoking section and a non-smoking section, and they are both huge.
Huge. Yeah, because a lot of times you go into casinos in the smoking section is, a third of the size.
Or whether they decide the smokers or the non-smokers are the dominant people at the place.
Right.
So you'll have 9-to-1 ratio.
Right. This is like a complete, like a whole other casino, wing of the casino.
If somebody would have told me there was a private airport on the non-smoking side inside of the building, I would have believed them.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there were so many things and there was still a lot of construction going on. And when we get to it, I got to talk to at least one employee and got, a lot of details about where it started, how it started. It started as a bingo hall.
That's most casinos, I think, in Oklahoma.
Yeah, it started as a bingo hall and kind of branched out from there. It's the places, because I remember you asking me, you go, when you see this, because I've been to Vegas a few times.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, when you see this, tell me how this compares to a Vegas casino. To me, it looks like outside of not being in Vegas, it's a resort. It's as advertised. It's the Choctaw Casino and Resort. It is a resort destination location. There's not a question about it. I think with that being said, that's how you're able to host a World Series of Poker event. Not just any casino in the state of Oklahoma or for that matter around the country can host such an event. Now, let's rewind a little bit. In the Grand Theater, how many tables do you think were in there? Because at the poker room, that thing is huge.
So the Grand Theater is massive.
Yeah.
For starters, it's split into two.
Right.
So there's an A side and a B side.
Uh-huh.
The actual Grand Theater probably holds, if I had to guess, there's probably a few hundred poker tables on this floor.
Jeez.
But it also has like 5 stories of balconies.
Oh, for kind of the gallery?
For concerts. It's a concert hall.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
So they just cleared the floor of the Grand Theater, which is for their concerts,
mm-hmm.
and it's just poker tables.
And see, you talk about concerts. When we got there, they were having advertisements for Chris Stapleton, Keith Urban's coming, like big, we said it in the previous episode, they have some heavy hitters. How many, I wonder, I don't even know how many seats that place holds in that arena, but you can't have a little mom and pop shop for Chris Stapleton.
I will say, when I first got into the Grand Casino and was looking for my table, it took me 10 minutes to find my table.
Wow.
Like, there's just that many tables.
Gee whiz, man.
So it definitely is huge. It's a great environment.
Oh yeah, it's a great environment. Everybody's having fun. You walk into some casinos, and depending on what time of the day, time of the night, you see people looking like, there were probably a few that look like they're letting it ride just to letting it ride for the rent.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a lot of that. There were like people have, they have a nice little bar that you can go sit and have drinks and cocktails, or
I don't remember how many bars they had. 20 bars and lounges.
Yeah, something like that.
Good Lord, there's a place to sit down and have a drink every 25 feet.
Every 25 feet, plus their free beverage stations. I did notice that some of the free beverage stations did require them to have a server bring it to you. Then I saw some where you could walk up to it. So I don't know. I don't understand what the difference in those is, but yeah, it's just a nice, clean, it's a beautiful casino. Like, if you can say a casino is beautiful, because there's a lot of negative connotations to casinos.
Mm-hmm.
They've sunk, I don't want to even try to guess how much money into this place.
Oh yeah, it's insane. Like, there were new buildings since the last time I was at the casino, and I'm not talking about they threw in a 12 by 8 little building out. No, I'm talking about the size of a city block building.
Yeah,
that's brand new.
Well, and I was talking to Audrey that kind of leads into my movie experience we were talking about allocation. Where does the money go? One thing about most Indian casinos, the members know exactly where the money goes. That construction we talked about, because there's a town that's just that way past the casino, it's basically so the locals can commute, because there is a lot of it. There has been a huge influx of traffic.
Oh, yeah.
They're completely they're redoing their whole highway just to accommodate the locals being to get in and out. And how many jobs this creates?
Oh yeah, I can't even imagine.
Tons of jobs. And I'd asked her, I said, I know you don't know how much this place costs, but where's the money go? She talked about the roads. She also they built a state-of-the-art daycare center for employees so they can have so the employees can have somewhere where their kids go while they go to work. I mean,
well, I wonder if you can get in if you're like a deadbeat gambler.
I don't know. What about a deadbeat former gambler? I may know one that's in desperate need of child care. But the money's going right back into the community.
Mm-hmm.
And it's by the bucketfuls, man.
Dude, we were there, and of course, this is a big event but there was so many license plates, and while I was talking to the people at the table, nobody was from Oklahoma. I think I talked to 2 people on the 5 or 6 tables that I was at during my time there. 2 people from Oklahoma. The rest of them were from other places, Dallas, Louisiana.
Texas, Louisiana, because you're right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of people from Florida. Like, I mean,
who'd have thought, right?
Yeah.
But back to my movie thing. Yeah. So you go to gamble, and I'm like, I don't want to. I could kill $20 before he could even get to the table.
Right.
So I went to the movie theater, figured it's about that time. Movies are going to be starting, and end up going to see the 353? I don't know what, 355. I can't remember the movie now. It's a girl power meets Born Identity.
Okay.
But more to the point, they have a full-on theater with new release movies.
Yeah, it's a nice theater.
You know, it's not like one of those Incredible Pizza where you get to watch old episodes of Popeye for free. It was an $8 ticket.
Which is a steal.
It's a steal. It really is a steal. The one thing you're guaranteed a return on, it might be the only thing, that and the free drinks, but went to a movie, great theater experience, nice sound system, beautiful screen, beautiful setup, and that was in the district. They've got a bowling alley, like a full-on bowling alley, not one of those.
I was trying to explain this to Amber. She asked, and I was talking about the bowling alley, and it's got to be 30, 40 lanes.
Oh, yeah. It's again, you go to to an Incredible Pizza or something like that has a bowling alley, and it's not really bowling.
It's 6 lanes, yeah.
It's 6 lanes, and the pins are on strings, and it's cheesy. No, you walk in, and you literally feel like you walked from a casino floor to a bowling alley, just like that.
Dude, and it was midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and there were 100 people bowling.
Yeah. And that's the thing, too. You talk about when we left at 1:30 in the morning. It didn't feel like it until you went outside. And even when you went outside, because there's still people coming in. There's still, you know what I mean? That's the casino. That's the casino vibe. You're not going to find a clock. You can barely figure out what time it is anyway. But I don't know. I just had a great time. It was a lot of fun. Yeah,
for sure. Had a great time. I do want to mention that we had went in planning to lose a little bit of money. I think we both took maybe $100 between us just to toy around, so we didn't look like vagrants or, these weirdos are taking pictures and
videos and everything else. Yeah.
So we both spent a little bit of money, drank a couple of beers, and on the way out, I was like, I have a $20 bill in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I came expecting to spend it.
Here it is.
And so you and I walked around the floor, and you found the one. I don't even remember the name of it. It was like
Money Roll.
Money Roll.
That's it.
So you said that's the one, and I was like, okay, well I'm putting in $20.
5 spins.
I'm spinning it 5 times, and we're leaving.
Yeah.
And second spin. Second spin, I hit like a bonus that hit a bonus inside of a bonus, and paid for the whole weekend.
Yeah. It was fun, man. It was nice to kind of get out and see how the other half lives sometimes. But no, we had tons of fun. And one thing is for sure, I definitely would like to go back because I want to check out Gillies next time.
Yeah, but we forgot to even bring up Gillies.
Yeah, Gillies. If you weren't a kid in the 80s, you wouldn't understand the significance of Gillies. That's where damn near the entire urban cowboy movie took place, where Bud and Sissy broke up, messed up, and everything else. And it's a really cool little setup. I've seen the Gillies in Dallas-Fort Worth. It looks like a big warehouse. This one's kind of an intimate,
it's a restaurant by day and honky-tonk by night.
They had a really good band that was playing some really good country covers, And
you don't have to go into Gillies to listen to their music. It's open-walled, so you can sit right outside on a slot machine. You can sit right there on a slot machine and listen to a free show.
Absolutely.
And they were jamming.
Well, I will say that's probably in our top places to go for 2022. But coming up after the break, we've got more.
So we have a new sponsor.
We do have a new sponsor.
A company called Tailboard Apparel.
Yes, out of Moore, Oklahoma.
Yes, they're a screen printer and embroidery shop run by Ronnie Davenport, who is hero by day.
Yes.
Screen printer by night.
And then sometimes he's also a hero in the screen printing industry.
Exactly. So when you waited till the very last second and you needed something printed.
Right.
Yeah, so he's a firefighter and apparently our personal heroes because he came in
the clutch
and delivered some great screen printed material for our trip to Durant, Oklahoma.
Yes, and we can't say enough about Tailboard Printing for doing that for us. And if you're looking for a free estimate,
give them a call, 405-517-2174.
Or check them out on the web at tailboardapparel.com.
So we've been in the travel and tourism biz
for a while.
For a hot minute.
Yeah. I mean, it used to be just haunted houses and haunted highways, but now we've branched out.
We have, and we very rarely come across this group.
Yeah.
Fromers did a story, Best Places to Go in the United States in 2022, from the staff over at fromers.com. There are things that I want to say about this article. It's awesome. Oklahoma made that list. Right. We are number 4 on that list.
When you think Fromers, I think
European vacations,
anywhere but
Bahamas.
Here. I'm not saying we're not worthy, but you put Fromers in the same category as the old Zaggett's, lists.
Right. Well, due to COVID, they wanted to keep it domestic this year.
Right.
Last year, they didn't even do this list.
You can't get more domestic than Oklahoma, can you?
No, but the thing that I found weird about the article,
what?
Oklahoma was number 4 on the list, but every other place on the list was not a state; it was a place.
Weird. That is weird.
Like it was a single destination,
right?
Whereas Oklahoma is not a single destination.
Right. It's a state plus collateral.
Right. So they focused though on Oklahoma's new museum scene, which I think is really cool. So they started off with the First Americans Museum, which opened last year.
To rave reviews.
Yes, it is. It's awesome. It looks great from the highway.
$175 million. It's taken 30 years to open it.
Yes.
So it better be. I think it's got to make the list.
For sure. We don't cover it enough because we're horribly sensitive to
culture.
To the culture of the Native Americans,
right.
And we don't want to ruffle feathers.
Right. You want to honor it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we've treaded lightly.
And not that you're talking about us as a show. Not that we're out of our depth, but I think it deserves a
little more attention.
A little bit more attention.
Maybe some expert guests, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's been something that we're working on putting out some specific shows, but we just don't go at it willy-nilly.
Right. Absolutely.
So with the 39 tribal nations in the state, this is a huge deal. I love that it made the list. They covered 2 more places. The next on the list is the Greenwood Rising History Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that honors what was once known as Black Wall Street.
Right.
We've touched on it a little bit in the past, or we've had a
but
guest
not near enough.
Not at all.
In more recent years, Juneteenth has become a national holiday. You're starting to see more news because as a kid, this is part of Oklahoma history, and shame on the school systems. This wasn't part of Oklahoma history that we learned about. So a lot of what we've learned is much later, and I think it's vitally important that they've finally started to shine a light on something that's been overcast for way too long.
I agree with that. Last on the list is also in Tulsa, the Bob Dylan Center, which is being completed.
Yeah,
which is being completed this year. It's dedicated to Bob Dylan, though, and dude, this is a huge display. They have over 100,000 artifacts set up for the Bob Dylan Center, including handwritten manuscripts, like music, instruments, all sorts of stuff.
Tulsa is and has been a major hub of music in this part of the country for a good many years. Bands like the Gap Band are out of Tulsa. We talk about Woody Guthrie. He's from this part of the country. Elvin Bishop, Leon Russell. Hanson, for crying out loud. Music there's a list of, if you go on Google, look up Tulsa music artists, they start from now to way back when. So,
and we've talked about some of the events, the music events that happen in the Tulsa area, and this is right in that area.
Yeah, it's right in that area,
real close to Kane's Ballroom. Actually, a really strange thing. You're talking about 2 blocks away from the center of the universe.
This is also true, and they used to have a Center of the Universe music festival down there. I've been to a few times. So it makes perfect sense that this is happening, A, when it's happening, B, where it's happening, and that it's so close to us.
Absolutely. I love it. And again, I think all three of these are a must. If you're in the state and you're looking for something to do on a weekend in Oklahoma, I think learning a little bit about the history of the state is huge.
It never hurts because, I mean, like you said, you met people from all over
Absolutely
this weekend. So, well, if you're enjoying what you're hearing, please give us a review. Let us know how we're doing on whatever platform you're using.
Absolutely. 5 stars are great.
Yeah.
But honesty's the best policy. Let us know if we're falling down. We want to know.
Yeah, tell us. This has been the Only in OK Show. New episodes every week. I'm Brett.
And I'm Harley. And we're out of here.
Peace. You're just doing the show. Having a good old time here. Not coloring outside the lines or anything. We're here. This is business.
Why do you say it all weird like that? Don't say it like it's something that we just made up, please.
I didn't make
you
it
did.
sound.
You're like, yes,
hey,
new sponsor. Like a company called
What's going to be at the beginning or the end of the show?
Whatever we end up screwing up, which is...
Have you watched Reminiscent yet? It's on HBO Max. Hugh Jackman. I haven't watched it. It's on my list of things to watch.
What is it?
Reminiscent. It's kind of like, I haven't seen it based on the previews. I don't know. I think he kind of can go back in his mind. I don't know. Now I don't even know.
Sounds great.
I'm just Reminiscence. Sorry. Premise. Nick Bannister, a private investigator of the mind, navigates the darkly alluring world of the past by helping his clients access lost memories. Living on the fringes of the sunken Miami coast, his life is forever changed as he uncovers a violent conspiracy while trying to solve the mystery behind a client who disappeared. This is probably more Minority Report than Minority Report. I didn't like that movie. My least favorite Tom Cruise movie, my least favorite Spielberg movie was Minority Report. I hated it. Terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has Hugh Jackman, Rebecca Ferguson, and Tandy Newton, and Cliff Curtis. Rebecca Ferguson, you ever seen Dr. Sleep?
No.
That's a great movie. Anyway, she plays the lady in the hat. She's a badass. Anyway, Daniel Wu, he's in it. He was in, you ever watch that show, Into the Badlands? He played Sonny.
Yeah.
He's the guy with the lead character. He was also in that crappy Tomb Raider movie. Have you seen Shang-Chi yet?
No. Is it good?
Yeah, it's great. It's really good. I mean, it's a different kind of superhero movie in the sense that, yes, they have superpowers, but it's really a martial arts movie, honestly, with some superhero-esque magical elements to it. I rarely ever see you watching a bunch of real name brand household shit.
I don't watch most of them, so if I'm not...
It's just background?
Yeah, it's just in the background.
What movies will you tend to... What are the movies that you would tend to watch a solid playthrough?
I did that with the new Ghostbusters. I did that with the new Spider-Man.
Did you do that with the new Matrix?
No.
I think I've turned that one into a 4-part miniseries where I watched just little bits 4 times before I may or may not actually finish the movie.
Dude, it's so gross. It hurts me. It hurts my soul.
Did you watch the Suicide Squad yet?
The new one? No.
You should. It's really good. It's really good. Peacemaker starts tomorrow.
I don't know what that means.
He's a character from the Suicide Squad. James Gunn, everything the dude touches turns to gold. You ever seen the Belko Experiment?
I thought he wasn't allowed to do anything anymore. Yes, I've seen the Belko Experiment.
So they canceled him in between Marvel and DC. And then they've since, the fans basically threatened to burn down the Magical Kingdom. They brought him back. So while he's on a break, the Ross and Rachel break from Marvel, he goes, DC's like, hey, can you help us? You seem to be the king of buddy team up superhero movies. Can you help us rebuild the Suicide Squad? This thing, dude, it's rock solid. It is really, really good.
What is it?
Suicide Squad.
Oh, it is. You're talking about Suicide Squad.
And it's one of those things where it's almost kind of like it's like Hollywood created a Mandela effect, because you're like, wait, because if you look up the Suicide Squad, you're going to get a completely different movie. If you just put up the Suicide Squad, you have to really think about it.
Got it.
But it's on HBO Max. Watch it. It's really good.
Okay.
It's really good, Harley.
Oh my God! Shut up and do the show.
3, 2, 1, and welcome to the show.
Oh yeah, I love that.
You know what I love?
Really like when you pump up the enthusiasm.
You know what? You want to hear enthusiasm? Because I'm about to do that while you're not in here. I don't need to take one. The World Series of Poker came this weekend. The World Series of the World Serial of Poker came all over we went to the World Series of Poker. We came and we went. This is a perfect opportunity.
For what?
To insert, we came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Okay. For $47?
For $47. All right. 3, 2, 1. Wait, are we doing that?
What?
I'll just do this. I'll just do what you got. It's fine. 3, 2, 1. And welcome to the $47 episode of the OnlyinOKShow. My mic went, did you hear it?
No.
Okay, I didn't know if it completely lost audio. Maybe it was just on my headphones. 3, 2, 1. And welcome to the show. I'm gonna start that over again. Ding dong, diggy diggy ding. 3, 2, 1.